Hello, my dear students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Are you all ready for today's class? Okay, then let's go. Students, shall we rewind the previous English class? So let me ask you some questions. What is the title of the story that we went through in the previous class? Yes, The Nightingale and the Rose is the title of the story that we went through in the previous class. Who is the author of this beautiful story? Yes, Oscar Wilde is the author of this story. What is the story about? Very good. The story is about how nature helps man in times of need. Students, my next question is, why does the young man think that his life is wretched? Yes, some of you are telling the right answer. Because he could not find a red rose to give his beloved. How does the nightingale describe the young student? Yes, his hair is as dark as the hyacinth, and his lips are as red as the rose. But passion has made his face look like pale ivory, and sorrow has set her seal upon his brow. Students, why does the nightingale think that the student is a true lover? Very good. As he failed to get the rose, he became grief-stricken and hence lamented over his fate. This made the nightingale think that the student was a true lover. Okay, now all of you take page number 140. All of you read this page individually and find out the difficult words. Hope you read the text and identified the difficult words. Now I'll give you a model reading. All of you listen attentively, okay? Here indeed is the true lover, said the nightingale. What I sing of, he suffers. What is joy to me, to him is pain. The musicians will sit in their gallery, said the young student, and play upon their stringed instruments, and my love will dance to the sound of the harp and violin. He buried his face in his hands and wept. Why is he weeping? Asked a little green lizard as he ran past him with his tail in the air. Why indeed? Whispered a daisy to his neighbor in a soft, low voice. The nightingale said that he was weeping for a red rose. For a red rose, they cried. How very ridiculous! And the little lizard laughed outright. But the nightingale understood the secret of the student's sorrow, and she sat silent in the oak tree and thought about the misery of love. Suddenly, she spread her brown wings for flight and soared into the air. She passed through the grove like a shadow, and like a shadow she sailed across the garden. Students, now shall we go through the new words and their meanings? Okay, let's discuss that. Indeed means truly, suffer, to feel pain or distress. Stringed instrument, a musical instrument with strings. Students, do you know about stringed instruments? Can you tell me the names of some stringed instruments? Yes, violin, guitar, veena, these are some of the stringed instruments. Harp is a musical instrument. This is the picture of harp. Bury, to cover. Weep, to cry. Whisper, speak in a low or soft voice. Ridiculous means silly or meaningless. Outright, in a full and complete way. Misery means secret. Flight means to fly. Soar, fly or go fast high on wings. Grow, small wood or forest. Here you can see the picture of grow. Sailed means moved. Students, hope you all understood the meanings of the difficult words. Am I right? Now it's time for the explanation. All of you listen attentively, okay? Here, the nightingale said about the true lover. She said that she sings about the sufferings of the young student and what makes her happy is pain to him. Then the young student thought about the ball party and said that his love will dance to the musical instruments that the musicians play at the ball party. When he thought about it, he became so sad and he wept. Students, here the creatures living in the nature also asked some questions when they saw the young student crying. Who came there first? Yes, very good. A little green lizard came there and asked why the young student is weeping. Then a daisy asked about her sadness to his neighbor in a soft voice. Then who gave the reply for these questions? Yes, you are right. The nightingale replied that he was weeping for a red rose. Hearing this, they laughed and said, "For a red rose? How very ridiculous!" They considered it as a silly matter. But here the nightingale could understand the reason for her sorrow. So she sat silent in the oak tree and thought about the secret of love. Suddenly, the nightingale flew and passed through the small forest and across the garden. Students, how does the author describe the flight of the nightingale? Look at the text. Yes, the nightingale spreads its wings and soared high into the air. It passed through the grove like a shadow and sailed across the garden. This is the way which the author described the flight of the nightingale. Students, hope you all understood the explanation. Am I right? Students, what you have to do is read the story very well and find out the difficult words. So in the next class, we will discuss the meanings of the difficult words and the rest of the story in detail. See you in the next class. Thank you, dear children.